iDriveSoCal is brought to you by the best automotive retailers from across Southern California. We consider our dealer partners friends and highly recommend them. When it's time for you to buy, just go to iDriveSoCal.com and click on dealers to get connected. Or email me and I'll personally introduce you. Tom at iDriveSoCal.com. That's Tom, T-O-M, at the letter I, drive like drive a car, SoCal like Southern California.com. Tom at iDriveSoCal.com. Now, on with the podcast. Welcome to iDriveSoCal, the podcast, all about mobility from the automotive capital of the United States, Southern California. Tom Smith here, and today we are reviewing the 2019 Volkswagen Atlas. Went out to see my good friends out at Ontario Volkswagen in the Los Angeles suburb of Ontario, California, and picked up a 2019 Atlas to test drive and do this review for you. And for all of your Volkswagen needs, please do go see my friends out at Ontario Volkswagen. Love you guys out there. Thank you for your partnership. General Manager Earl Reed, General Sales Manager Shant Bashian, our go-to for iDriveSoCal, Randy Halcomb, Jim Straley, the Service Director. Love all of you guys out at Ontario Volkswagen. Thank you again for your partnership. You're very important to the program. Now, without further ado, the 2019 Volkswagen Atlas. I like this vehicle. In fact, I liked it so much that I have a lease up in May. One of my vehicles is up in May, and I'm seriously considering the Volkswagen Atlas after test driving the 2019. First, Volkswagen manufacturer and the automotive industry in general classifies the Atlas as a midsize SUV. Now, I would call it a full-size SUV for a few different reasons. Here's the deal. Everything's getting bigger. All cars are getting bigger. All SUVs are getting bigger. So the Atlas is called a midsize, but it has 3 rows of seats, can take 7 passengers, and with the 2 back rows of seats folded down, the Atlas provides 96.8 cubic feet of storage space, which is big. And here's the really interesting thing. The second row of seats can hold not 1, not 2, but 3 child safety seats in a row. Now that's huge. I have a midsize SUV. I'm not going to say what manufacturer, but it's not a Volkswagen. And that midsize SUV is the vehicle that's dedicated to hauling my son around in his child safety seat. He's 17 months old. We need to have his child safety seat not in the middle of the back row. We can't have his child safety seat in the middle of the back row because there's not enough room on either side. When we have it in the middle, there's not enough room on either side for my wife to sit comfortably. So that's my midsize SUV. But in the 2019 Volkswagen Atlas, you can put 3 child safety seats next to each other. So obviously the Atlas in its size is a great family SUV, but it's also very stylish and can also easily pull double duty as far as, hauling the family around Monday through Friday, or take the kids to school and then haul clients around after you take the kids to school Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends, obviously it's an SUV, so hey, off-road wherever adventure takes you, so to speak. So I like the Atlas's size and I like its functionality. Now, another cool thing about the Atlas is, although it is big, it doesn't drive big. And that's a really important thing. If you're like me or like my wife, my wife prefers to drive a smaller vehicle. And yet this particular SUV, although as big as it is, I don't think she would have any trouble navigating the Atlas. And again, you got seating for 7, and the vehicle doesn't look like seating for 7. A lot of SUVs that have that third row, it kind of looks, so they kind of don't look that aesthetically pleasing. The Atlas not only looks great, but it's surprising that when you poke your head in there, there's a third row. And here's the other thing that I like about the Atlas is its engineering. It's very easy to get back to that third row. The second row of seats fold forward in such a way that it gives easy access to that third row. So that's one of the things that I really dig about the Atlas is the size and the functionality on the inside. Thank you again to my friends at Ontario Volkswagen. As always, they set me up in a top of the line vehicle to drive. I drove the V6 SEL Premium with 4Motion all-wheel drive. Now, that brings me to the Atlas trims and configurations with those trims. So the 2019 Atlas offers, they have 3 main trims. They have the S, the SE, and the SEL. And then from those 3 main trims, you can add different packages to the mix. 4Motion all-wheel drive, the technology package, the R-Line package, which is a sporty package, and then the premium. Now, MSRP on the S starts at $30,895. The SE starts at $35,495. The SEL MSRP starts at $41,395. Now, again, don't worry about MSRP because you just go to my friends at Ontario Volkswagen. They're going to take the best care of you. And tell them iDriveSoCal and Tom sent you. But that being said, there's a 2019 Volkswagen Atlas for everybody. Because the S, the SE, the SEL, and then the 4Motion, the technology, the R-Line, the premium, there's actually 13 different standard configurations that Volkswagen offers. So there's one for everybody. Now, there's 2 different engines that the Atlas has, and those are a inline 4-cylinder, 2.0 turbocharged. So that's an inline 4, 2.0 liter turbocharged. That puts out 235 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. That is only available in the base model S. All the others come with the 3.6 liter V6, and that motor puts out 276 horsepower and 266 pound-feet of torque. Now, again, I drove a 2019 Atlas with V6 SEL Premium 4Motion, top of the line. Thank you again, guys at Ontario Volkswagen. It was such a fun car to drive and so appealing. I love the color configuration of this one. So check it out on iDriveSoCal.com. But at any rate, plenty of power, really, really nice to drive. Very sure-footed is the kind of description that I would give it. It has that Volkswagen feel, right? But it's an SUV and it's big and it can handle a whole squad of people, so to speak. Is that what the kids are saying now? Squad of people? Or is it just, I think it's just squad, right? But at any rate, the V6 is going to give you 17 miles per gallon in the city, up to 24 miles per gallon in the highway. And then the 4 will give you a little bit better mileage, 20 miles per gallon in the city and 26 miles per gallon in the highway. Now, the Atlas exterior styling, I have to comment on because the first time I saw an Atlas, I thought it was an Audi. And obviously Audi is the luxury brand to Volkswagen, but I think they in this case, the Volkswagen Atlas and the Audi kind of share a lot of styling cues. So much so that, again, I'm a value buyer, but so much so that it's like, you know what? When you look at an Atlas that has all the bells and whistles totally loaded like what I drove, it's all there that you're going to get in the luxury version of it, in the Audi version of it. So if you don't necessarily need the badge, then Volkswagen's the way to go. And aside from that, it looks great. I mean, sure. Okay. I drove the tippity top of the line. Thanks again, Ontario Volkswagen. Love you guys. Thank you for putting me in a top of the line vehicle to test drive. But it's just a sharp looking vehicle. The lines of the design on the outside and the design of the interior, it looks very classy. It looks bold, athletic. Obviously European, of course, because it is Volkswagen, it is German, but I really like it. It's a sharp vehicle. So as you can hear, I'm seriously thinking about buying one myself. But so let's talk a little bit about the interior styling of the Volkswagen. The one that I drove, and they don't all have this, but it had the two-tone, kind of an orangish grayish, which I'm sure those aren't the colors that Volkswagen calls it, but a two-tone upholstery and door panels that just looked absolutely fantastic. And I loved that. Another interior feature of the vehicle is a huge panoramic sunroof. If you go to iDriveSoCal.com and you check out this post, you'll see that I had a hard time fitting the whole sunroof in a picture, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. And then I can't speak high enough about how much I liked this orange and gray. It looks sporty and inviting. I mean, you look at this and it's like, man, that's a cockpit I want to get into. I want to jump in that car. I want to give that a drive. And I'm going to feel pretty cool doing it. Not only that, but I know I'm going to have fun because it just looks like it. And it was a lot of fun to drive. Okay, I'm going to try and stop gushing a little bit here over the Volkswagen Atlas, but don't be surprised if I wind up getting one. So let's talk technology and creature comforts a little bit. The 2019 Volkswagen Atlas, of course, has Volkswagen's digital cockpit, which it replaces a traditional instrument panel or cluster of instruments. And the cool thing about the digital cockpit, it offers this. So the cool thing about the digital cockpit is that there's a number of different configurations that you can set your screen to. So instead of literally instrumentation, you have a screen in front of you that displays the instruments that would otherwise be there, but you can configure them however you want, which is really cool. In fact, there's so many different options to configure that Volkswagen includes 4 different driver profiles that you can save. So me, my wife, maybe the in-laws or whatever, you can have up to 4 different profiles saved. Now, another cool thing about Creature Comforts is great audio system. It's a Fender audio system. I think I mentioned this in the 2018 review of the Atlas that I did. The Fender audio system sounds great, and also adds an edgy coolness to the image of the vehicle. And because they got the little Fender logo on the speakers on the inside. You got 3-zone automatic climate control for obviously the 3 rows of seats, which is fantastic. It's got driver assistance features, which are great. And Volkswagen's ahead of the curve. So Volkswagen's ahead of the curve with the digital dash. I think you're going to be seeing more and more companies more and more automakers going to that kind of thing. And then also Volkswagen, I believe, is ahead of the curve with some of their driver assistance features. One of those being the area view. And the area view is basically that 360 overhead view of the car. So you throw it in reverse and you can see all around the vehicle, making it much more difficult to hit anything. Or you could also say making it just much safer and much easier to maneuver. So that's a really cool feature. And I think you're going to see that on more and more vehicles as time goes on. Some of the other driver assistance features, you have, of course, the adaptive cruise control, which maintains your distance between you and the car in front of you. Blind spot monitoring, pretty self-explanatory there. Light assist manages your high beams for you. Lane assist helps keep you in your lane. And then, they got parking assist. That's really cool. Helps you steer into the tricky parallel parking spots. And then park distance control with maneuver braking helps you get out of those tricky parallel parking spots. Me being a Chicago guy, pretty good with my parallel parking, but I think those features would be great for my wife. And quite honestly, I've been out of Chicago for so long that my parallel parking could probably use the assistant features that the Volkswagen Atlas offers. So with all that being said, my top 3, it's kind of tough to narrow it down. As you can hear in my voice, my enthusiasm about the vehicle, I'm seriously considering it. But the top 3, here goes. Size. First off, the Atlas, it's big, functional, easy to drive, and I really like that. to the styling. No surprise there. You could hear it as I stumbled over what I wanted to say about it. I just really I liked the lines on the vehicle, and I really liked the color scheme that I wound up driving. Just check it out on iDriveSoCal.com. It's a great navy blue, and then the interior I told you all about. The last thing is the drive. Didn't get too detailed about it, but it really is sure-footed. Shant Bashian, the general sales manager at Ontario Volkswagen, said it best that, it's just the fit and finish of the Volkswagen. You drive by a big 18-wheeler, semi truck on the highway in a Volkswagen, even a smaller Volkswagen, and it's just the engineering. It's just a sure-footed drive. It's just a steady drive, and I really like that. So those are my top 3 things for the Volkswagen Atlas. You got the size, the styling, and the drive. Of course, you can't forget, though, that it's a Volkswagen, so you still have the Volkswagen People First Warranty, which is, again, 6 years or 72,000 miles bumper to bumper, which is huge. Now, not only that, but one of the things that I usually forget to mention is that warranty is also transferable. So say you buy the vehicle and you want to trade it in or you want to sell it, the balance of that warranty transfers. That's huge. That's big for resale value. So hey, maybe you do that, and then you get yourself a new Atlas in a couple of years. But no matter what, you do that, you do it with our friends at Ontario Volkswagen. So that wraps up this one. Again, my thanks to Ontario Volkswagen, General Manager Earl Reed, General Sales Manager Shant Bashian, our go-to for iDriveSoCal, Randy Halcomb. Love all you guys out there. Thank you for your partnership, and thank you, as always, for listening. For iDriveSoCal, I am Tom Smith. We'll talk to you soon.
This episode was engineered and edited by Bobby Flores.
Howdy. Still here, huh? That's cool, but this one's pretty much done. But we have tons of additional content at our website, iDriveSoCal.com. If you're not listening from there already, you should definitely check it out. From there, you can subscribe to our newsletter, the podcast, or leave a note. And I'd love to hear from you too. Here's my email, tom@iDriveSoCal.com. That's Tom, T-O-M, at iDrive, the letter I, drive like drive a car, SoCal like Southern California.com. Tom at iDriveSoCal.com. Thanks again for listening, and please reach out with whatever's on your mind.